My people, how una dey? Welcome back to Eke React. I'm back with another trending topic in Nigeria. So on this trending video, Aisha Yusuf don come out, come debunk the trending news of Peter Obi arrest where they circulate all over the internet. So according to Aisha Yusuf, him talk say the arrest is fake, say na APC people sponsor the fake news so that they go test the ground to see how Nigerians are going to react over the issue. So, and he also warned Nigerians not to, take such news for granted. Say some of them might be true, and before people go come realize say na true, say the matter go done late by then. So, my people, I go like know what you guys think about this particular news on the comment section below. Do you guys think that APC people can arrest Peter Obi and Nigerians are not going to do anything about it? Tell me what you think on the comment section below. So, and also Aisha Yusuf been talk about how Dr. Abati was behaving on Arise News during his interview to Mr. Moka. So how he was, throwing jabs, on obedience and so on. So let me allow you guys to watch the rest of the video. Make sure you like this video to recommend it to more people and subscribe to our channel if you are new to this channel.
Hello everyone. So there's this fake news that is out there where they're saying that Peter Obi has been arrested. Let me read one of this thing that someone has, even with pictures and all of that. It says happening now. Peter Obi has been arrested by the DSS at his home in Abuja early this morning and weeks away to an unknown detention facility, reportedly under orders from Tinubu's government. Full detail link on my TikTok profile bio. That's what that person put out. Then there's another one. It says happening now. Peter Obi has been arrested by the DSS at his home in Abuja. It says Peter Obi has been arrested by the DSS in his home in Abuja early this month. Does Peter Obi have a home in Abuja? Huh? Early this morning and weeks away to an unknown detention facility, reportedly under orders from Tinubu's government. According to eyewitnesses, DSS agents stormed his residence unannounced, forcefully breaking through a window after his security team refused to open the front door. The dramatic scene unfolded as neighbors describe hearing loud you see something so you just like the dramatic scene unfolded as neighbors described hearing loud commotion and the shattering of glass, followed by armed operatives escorting Obi into a waiting vehicle. As of now, the whereabouts of Peter Obi remain undisclosed, heightening the drama and concern over this unexpected turn of events in Nigerian politics. So this is from the handle of Abaze. He said the public should disregard the fake news trending on social media regarding the supposed arrest of Peter Obi in Abuja on 7 January. PO is not in Abuja and is not under house arrest. And so from my own from my own experience and watching things, because for me I always like connecting the dots, and I always like watching out for patterns, because in the way people behave there's always a pattern that always comes on, and at the way human psyche is. So first of all, it's all of these things. To put out this fake news is one thing, so that peradventure anything like this happens, you understand, they dare to actually do this. People will be saying, oh, is it fake news? Like that other fake news that was there. And so, that momentum of getting things done will be dampened. Then people will be like, oh, is it true? Is it not true? And then by the time they find out it's true, the whole urge of momentum will not be there and stuff like that. So this is one of the things, you could clearly see going on. And you could clearly see that someone somewhere is planting this out there, and then they will not come and say that, oh, it's fake news people. It is people that are doing fake news that carried it. Me, when I don't be the fake news. I've said this in several times. The number one purveyor of fake news in Nigeria is Nigerian government. The Nigerian government is there. But even when it was even legitimate government, talk less of now that we have an illegitimate government here on ground, they are the number one purveyor of fake news. And so they put that out every time. And then they will not try to be like, oh, okay, one thing or the other, just to test. And also it's another thing to be able to use to test run. What is it? To sort of like check the atmosphere. What will we be like if we arrest this guy, we do something to this guy, whatever? What will be the reaction? Can we begin to gauge the reaction so that we prepare for it? Can we begin to dampen the reaction so that people already expend their energy, waste their energy on what it is that it's supposed to be but wasn't, instead of them to actually focus on, the thing that will be done. It's crazy. And then instead of governance, you don't get, you don't get anything. There was something that someone did. I read a tweet while I was doing this whole reading for this whole video, and this person was saying that, oh, I wish I even screenshot it to read it exactly the way he said. I wasn't going to talk about the tweet, but in this message that I'm doing, it just came on. I will still try to be searching it and see if I can find that particular tweet. But what the person was simply saying was that, why is it that Atiku Abubakar is more forceful? Atiku Abubakar, like his words, he's more, he takes on the government in more antagonistic terms. He says it. Remember, Atiku just did a statement on his Twitter handle over the, the threat by the APC spokesperson on Mr. Peter Obi's life, and he had very strong words, to say. And this person was saying that why is it that when I've seen the tweet. And he said, why is the government and its APC always more incensed with Peter Obi's criticism than Atiku Abubakar's, even though alleged Atiku's are much more derogatory and combative? That was the question that the person was asking. And a lot of people had a simple answers. And I'll read some of them. This one's simple because they know who they stole the mandate from. It's the person they stole the mandate from is Peter Obi. APC and the PDP and judiciary are fully aware of that Peter Obi won the election. And then another person said the government's reaction likely stemmed from Peter Obi's broader appeal and the perceived threat he poses. The only opposition capable of unseating them. Obi's criticism resonates with a younger, tech-savvy audience eager for change, amplifying its impact. Meanwhile, Atiku's, and then he pointed something down with a finger. There was nothing. I don't know what that means. Maybe resonates with other people. And then this another comment says Obi is more politically potent in his dispensation, owing to the fact that it is the turn of the South to produce the government, the president. The Tinubu men are fighting to hold on to power for 8 years because PO defeated T-Pain with a very wide margin. And in that election, before INEC and the judiciary did the abominable, they are very conscious of this. Atiku was rigged into second place to give a semblance of PO, semblance that PO was never close to winning. And then it just goes on. But some of these comments that people have posted at it, they are so apt in the fact that when you're at a battleground, when you're doing something, when you're competing for something, you really know who your opponent is really, who the threat to you is really is. You don't focus on every other competitor. You focus on the one that is more of your opponent, more potent, more of a potent opponent to you than to others. So that's all these things why you see the focus is on Peter Obi. They're very scared of Peter Obi. He has changed the politics in Nigeria in a way. What we usually would have before is that someone would election will be done, someone will just move away, go stay, mind their other business, not talk on the issue until it's time for election and they come back again. Yes, usually parties will be talking one way or the other on the election, but usually not candidates. And in the case of Mr. Peter Obi, he has been there. He's the president at large. He's the one talking to Nigerians, meeting Nigerians, hearing their cry, comforting them, being everywhere, and doing the things that the illegitimate government is unable to do. And so they're going to have that. They're scared of him, and they're just running around, and you could see them actually doing that. And all of these things about having a fake arrest out there are part of the things that will be done to destabilize probably what they see as his supporters in case anything happens. So they begin to wonder, oh, is it maybe like that fake news that had happened? But hey, citizens, remember, no Nigerian is more Nigerian than any Nigerian. The question I would really like an answer to is, does Reuben Abati, does he have something against Peter Obi and obedience? Because I don't understand. When it seems as if when Reuben Abati is speaking about either Peter Obi or obedience, there's this venom that comes out of him. Even when there's really nothing, he's either making snide remarks, he's putting one thing or the other, he's trying to bring, Peter Obi down or the obedience. That there's always something about him that is really always off. And then you see him, he's like at his elements when he's using some very very derogatory terms to either describe Peter Obi or describing, or mostly describing obedience and, you know, stuff like that. And then he has this snide remarks about him and stuff and a whole lot of things. I don't get it. Is there any one of you that actually does get something? Please just watch this video.
You said Mr. Peter Obi is sponsoring a mob of reckless people who are defaming people, attacking people, bullying people, threatening people on social media and everywhere. A headless mob of bullies. Are you referring to the obedience? And I would like you to comment further on that characterization of this mob that you see Peter Obi is sponsoring, and how that mob poses a threat to the administration and to society.
You know, yes, I have been threatened by those who, even in the messages, profess loyalty to Peter Obi, who has said to me directly that, you know, this, what you've said, you know, we believe constitutes a threat to Peter Obi's life. Even when I put out information initially before my statement yesterday on the APC handle, you know, providing the verbatim translation or transcription of what I said, I put that out and with a clip, relevant clip, so that you can listen and read. That has not persuaded them to get, you know, an enlightened perspective of that conversation. Now, yes, these are people who profess loyalty to Peter Obi. Now, if I have followers who go around threatening, you know, Felix Moka or anyone else for that matter, I would, you know, call them to order and say, look, you know, hey, this is not necessary. I will, you know, speak even when I feel like this individual has said something I don't appreciate. I will still say to them, do not do this. But, you know, so far, Peter Obi was quick to, you know, claim that my words threatened his life and that of his family falsely, according to me. However, up until now, even though I have said publicly that these followers of his are threatening my life and that of my family, I have not seen anything by way of a reprimand or a call for, you know, for stay.
It will not be too much for you to expect that Peter Obi can talk to a movement over which he has no control. They seem to have a mind of their own.
I mean, just help me understand it. Where is that coming from? That whole, you could see him as if he's in his elements, describing, you know, this vicious, whatever he thinks he's describing. You could see him feeling himself and the words. It's almost as if what do they call this thing? The veins on his neck stand up anytime that he's talking about, you know, obedience and stuff like that. And it's no longer even just subtle, it's just constantly happening. You see him doing the same thing all over again. And then when there was a particular video I was watching, he was so uncomfortable when someone was taking on, you know, Felix Moka, and a lady was there taking him on. Just take a look at this video.
And that's my point.
Right. So you said that you're challenging facts or the misrepresentation of facts.
Correct.
Is in essence, that's your duty. However, what we saw was an attack on a person, not an attack on facts. And this is the issue. So for you to exonerate yourself and say, I didn't start this, when Peter Obi's New Year's address very clearly addressed the issues. But yes, you say you were responding to a question. However, you're trained in this field and you could have turned your response into an address of the facts. My question to you is, why are we seeing this culture of toxic rhetoric from the spokespeople of this administration, not just from yourself, there's several of you who, who speak on behalf of this administration. Last time it was Olusegun Obasanjo who was told that, he's not even a worthy statesman to make this kind of statement on another issue. Another opportunity, it's Atiku Abubakar. Who is he to say all of this? He doesn't know what he's talking about. Why is there a culture of attacking the messenger as opposed to just dealing with the data?
No, I think you're getting this slightly wrong, if I must say. Now, if you read my statement,
in short, I'm just speechless, and I just loved what the lady did. You know, just putting the facts on, but you could clearly see that, you know, Reuben Abati's body language, he was so uncomfortable. Or is it that he feels that, he doesn't want a situation whereby, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? Now they will not invite him. You know, he said that you people are privileged. That hey, the former governor of Lagos State, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, decided to have a media chat. You know, he was there, so he felt privileged. Maybe he's feeling that also that next time they will invite him again. The place at the table is always what some people are always gearing for. You know, irrespective. And so because I don't get it, you could see how uncomfortable he was. You know, during that when the lady, the other journalist was you know questioning this guy over what he has done, which is like you were not focused on the fact. Is there anything that Peter Obi has said in his New Year message that was not focused on what is happening on facts and figures, and he even brought solution? He pointed out things. This time they couldn't say that, oh, he's only talking and not bringing out solution. And which is one of the things I've always said to people, like when people come and like, oh, proffer solution, I say, please go and meet the people you elected or the people that rigged their way into office on your behalf. Go and ask them for solutions. Nobody owes anybody solution, because most time, especially we find our journalists doing that, they will not hold the person who is destroying the country accountable for solution. Then you that you are pointing out the destruction, it is you, they will not be telling you that, you are just talking, you are not proffering solution. It's not my business to proffer solution for anybody. The person who is still on a mandate, where they destroy on our life, me wanna ask them, me proffer solution. But anyway, he didn't have time to obey. If you really look at that video, you could see how uncomfortable Reuben Abati, you know, seemed to be. There is something that someone else had said, which I didn't notice before. I didn't notice it before, but I just, when I read this message, I just said, and that's following, okay, I think what will happen, probably what will happen is that I'll allow you watch the video, this particular video where Felix Moka was trying to defend that no, when he was talking about he did not threaten Peter Obi, that he already has 400 threats to his name. People have threatened him, physically documented, writing, all of that. Just watch that this particular video before I will give you this particular how do I put it now? What's the word that I'm looking for? Observation that someone had done. Thank you.
I, Felix Moka, did not threaten Peter Obi. Nothing I said in that interview begins to even suggest remotely that, you know, Peter Obi, I was asking anything other than saying to the man who was asking me a question, you know, he said, you guys are calling him Prophet of Doom or, you know, voodoo economist. And I said, well, you know what, if that is what it's called, he has, you know, he deserves it because he's crossed the line of truth. Now, I don't know by what medium or by what, you know, effort do you then transmogrify that conversation into a threat to Obi's life and the life of his family or those around him. Okay, that is libel in the extreme.
I know Mr. Obi likes to quote figures from Bangladesh, from India, from China, but that's not what we're talking about. Let's move to the second leg of it. Has anybody threatened you? Because your own party is saying you have been threatened. And who are those people who have threatened you? How?
Actually, you know,
because you two you are alleged.
Absolutely.
You should also prove.
As it turns out, Peter Obi's allegation that the words I spoke in that interview threatened his life. Now, immediately, as I speak, I have documented no less than 400 threats, about 200 of which, over 200 of which are death threats. Documented. I'm not talking about people just, these are written texts that I have carefully documented, and which, you know, I'm providing to the law enforcement agencies, or people really telling me how they, graphically describing how they intend to take me out, to shoot me, you know, behead me in graphic language. You see, this is not a joke, and it's gone further to some members of my family who have also been, you know, threatened directly. I'm not speaking about just, you know, suggesting in graphic, you know, language. You see, but, you know, I'm not concerned about that because, you know, what has triggered this entire insanity cannot be attributed to me. I did not threaten Peter Obi. And so anybody who is threatening me, you know, that is their decision to do so. But, you know, I hope that our law enforcement system will respond as effectively as possible to also, you know, bring those individuals to justice.
So this is the observation from Obiasogu David. On Twitter, he's known as @AfriSagacity. And he says, 1, there is no 400 threats anywhere. Moka merely concocted those figures out of wild imagination and self-delusion. 2, Reuben Abati was mischievous by saying that Peter Obi quotes figures from Bangladesh and China. He subtly amplified the mocking from and the jeers from APC supporters. Third, that Arise TV hurriedly brought Mocha back amidst the backlash and removed Rufai Oseni from the crew to interview him after Rufai called him out makes them suspect. Are they now fully pro Tinubu? You know, even watching this thing, because for one of the things I have, I really need to correct is that I don't watch news. I hardly watch this news. I'll read, like now when I do this, my talk, so I'm forced to like read from newspapers and all of that. Sitting down to listen to news, I actually don't do that. So I don't even understand the setting, and I didn't make that connection. But from what he said, actually, if you look at it, Rufai Oseni was not on that show. But this lady, the lady that took him on, oh yeah, she did a very good job. She was just focused, very professional, at saying, let's talk about the issue. Leave all those things aside. So is it that did they remove Rufai because of the Mocha coming back, or was it Rufai was indisposed? Well, we'll see about that. Nigeria, and then he continues to say, Nigeria is tilting towards an authoritarian state. All state actors, institutions, and now the media bow to one man. We need to recapture Nigeria, push for the electoral reform now. Indeed, we need to capture back Nigeria. A lot of institutions, you know, they literally be gone. Even the media has been taken a long time ago. It's just what you see is that some journalists who have refused to be cowed in the face of all that is going on from the authoritarianism that is coming, you know, from the state. They're still staying on. That's why you have some of them, you know, keep talking. But the question I asked, what's this beef? What was it? What does Reuben Abati have against Peter Obi and obedience? I think you help me answer.